Chapter 5, Infection Control, Principles and Practices. Number 1. Cocci or cocci are bacteria that are A. Round shape, B. Rod shape, C. Flat shape, D. Spore shape. And the correct answer is A. Round shape. Number 2. Which type of bacteria can cause strep throat or blood poisoning? A. Fungi, B. Spirella, C. Bacilli, D. Streptococci. And the correct answer is D. Streptococci. Number 3. Bacteria that grow in pairs and can cause pneumonia are A. Diplococci, B. Diphtheria, C. Discarded, D. Toxins. And the correct answer is A. Diplococci. Number 4. Lyme disease and syphilis are caused by spiral or corkscrew-shaped bacteria called A. Flagella, B. Strep, C. Spirella, D. Cocci. And the correct answer is C. Spirella. Number 5. In 2000, a bacteria called Mycobacterium fortuitum caused a client outbreak due to the failure of the practitioner to follow proper disinfection guidelines for A. Sharp implements, B. Whirlpool foot spas, C. Shampoo stations, D. Styling chairs. And the correct answer is B. Whirlpool foot spas. Number 6. Bacteria generally consist of an outer cell wall containing a liquid called A. Nucleic acid, B. Cytoplasm, C. Protoplasm, D. Protons. And the correct answer is C. Protoplasm. Number 7. The process whereby bacteria grow, reproduce, and divided into two new cells is A. Binary fission, B. Meiosis, C. Photosynthesis, D. Metamorphosis. And the correct answer is A. Binary fission. Number 8. The presence of pus is a sign of A. Immunity, B. Congestion, C. Bacterial infection, D. Sunburn. And the correct answer is C. Bacterial infection. Number 9. A blank infection appears as a lesion containing pus and is confined to a particular part of the body. A. Contagious, B. Local, C. Primary, D. Secondary. And the correct answer is B. Local. Number 10. Which of the following is a condition caused by an infestation of head lice? A. Hepatitis, B. Scabies, C. Pediculosis capitis. D. Tina pedis. And the correct answer is C. Pediculosis capitis. Number 11. The ability of the body to destroy and resist infection is called A. Immunity. B. Discontamination. C. Stasis. D. Regulation. And the correct answer is A. Immunity. Number 12. Disinfectants used in salons must carry a blank registration number. A. Food and Drug Administration. B. Occupation Protection Agency. C. U.S. Department of Labor. D. Environmental Protection Agency. And the correct answer is D. Environmental Protection Agency. Number 13. Which agency publishes the guidelines known as Universal Precautions? A. FDA. B. OSHA. C. CDC. D. EPA. And the correct answer is B. OSHA. Number 14. A salon implement that accidentally comes in contact with blood or body fluids must be thoroughly clean and A. Completely immersed in an EPA-registered disinfectant. B. Rinse in an EPA-registered tuberculocidal antiseptic that kills HIV and HBV. C. Place in an EPA-registered antiseptic that kills HIV and hepatitis. D. Briefly dip in an EPA-registered solutions that kills HIV and AIDS. And the correct answer is A. Completely immersed in an EPA-registered disinfectant. Number 15. Disinfectants with a high pH that can cause skin irritation or burn the skin or eyes are A. Alcohol and bleach. B. EPA-registered disinfectants. C. Alcohol and quats. D. Phenolic disinfectants. And the correct answer is D. Phenolic and disinfectants. Number 16. When washing your hands, you apply soap, lather, and scrub your hands and under the free edges of nails with a nail brush for at least A. 5 minutes. B. 1 minute. C. 45 seconds. D. 10 seconds. And the correct answer is B. 1 minute. Number 17. Antiseptics are effective for A. Disinfecting instruments. B. Killing germs on the hands. C. Disinfecting equipment. D. Sterilizing equipment. And the correct answer is B. Killing germs on the hands. Number 18. Universal Precautions requires employees to assume that human blood and body fluids are infectious for A. Blood-borne pathogens, B. Non-pathogenic pathogens, C. Influenza, D. Fungi. And the correct answer is A. Blood-borne pathogens. Number 19. Which of the following is not part of your professional responsibilities? A. Follow state and federal laws. B. Keep your license current. C. Check for changes to rules. D. Take shortcuts for cleaning. And the correct answer is D. Take shortcuts for cleaning. Number 20. When disinfecting a Whirlpool's foot spa after use by a client, you must circulate the disinfectant for blank or for the time recommended by the manufacturer. A. 5 minutes. B. 10 minutes. C. 60 seconds. D. 20 seconds. And the correct answer is B. 10 minutes. Number 21. You should clean a Whirlpool foot spa and leave disinfectant solution in it overnight. A. Every day. B. At least once a month. C. At least once a week. D. Never. And the correct answer is C. At least once a week. Number 22. After cleaning and disinfecting a pipeless foot spa at the end of the day, how should you dry it? A. With a clean paper towel. B. With a clean linen towel. C. With a blow dryer. D. Let it air dry. And the correct answer is A. With a clean paper towel. Number 23. Which form of hepatitis is the most difficult to kill on the surface? A. Hepatitis A. B. Hepatitis B. C. Hepatitis C. D. Hepatitis D. And the correct answer is B. Hepatitis B. Number 24. Accelerated hydrogen peroxide, or AHP, is a recently approved form of disinfectant that only needs to be changed every A. 5 days. B. 30 days. C. 7 days. D. 14 days. And the correct answer is D. 14 days. Number 25. Mix disinfectant properly by blank. A. Adding disinfectant to water. B. Adding water to disinfectant. C. Stirring the mixture until foamy. D. Adding hard tap water only to disinfectant. And the correct answer is A. Adding disinfectant to water. Number 26. Licensing, enforcement, and your conduct when you are working in the salon are regulated by blank agencies. A. Federal, B. State, C. City, D. International. And the correct answer is B. State. Number 27. Some blank disinfectants are harmful to salon tools and equipment. A. Antifungal, B. Non-porous, C. Hospital, D. Tuberculosidal. And the correct answer is D. Tuberculosidal. Number 28. As a cosmetologist, you are blank to recommend treatments for diseases. A. Required, B. Not allowed, C. Encouraged, D. Allowed. And the correct answer is B. Not allowed. Number 29. Cosmetologists are not allowed to trim or cut living skin around A. The lanula, B. The nail tip, C. Any part of the nail, D. The nail bed. And the correct answer is C. Any part of the nail. Number 30. Fungal infections are much more common on the blank than on the other hands. A. Ears, B. Feet, C. Cheeks, D. Knees. And the correct answer is B. Feet. Number 31. A surface must be properly cleaned before it can be A. Disinfected, B. Painted, C. Redecorated, D. Resurfaced. And the correct answer is A. Disinfected. Number 32. Sterilization is the most reliable means of A. Infection control, B. Cleaning, C. Decontamination, D. Workplace safety. And the correct answer is A. Infection control. Number 33. If the label on a disinfection product includes the word concentrate, it means that the product must be A. Used without water, B. Heated during use, C. Diluted before use, D. Heated before use. And the correct answer is C. Diluted before use. Number 34. What solution are blank disinfectants when used properly in the salon? A. Very effective, B. Somewhat effective, C. Never effective, D. Dangerous. And the correct answer is A. Very effective. Number 35. Using blank bleach can damage metal and plastic. A. Too little, B. Diluted, C. Any amount of, D. Too much. The correct answer is D. Too much. Number 36. Fumigants are blank in salons because they produce potentially harmful formaldehyde gas. A. use carefully. B, no longer use. C, use after hours. D, only use sometimes. And the correct answer is B, no longer use. Number 37. Never let disinfectants such as phenols and quats come in contact with your A, implements. B, skin. C, gloves. D, clothing. And the correct answer is B, skin. Number 38. Items that are blank are also considered absorbent. A, phenolic. B, parasitic. C, pathogenic. D, porous. And the correct answer is D, porous. Number 39. Salons should keep a blank that identifies each time a piece of equipment is used, cleaned, disinfected, tested, and maintained. A, list. B, diary. C, logbook. D, journal. And the correct answer is C, logbook. Number 40. There is no additive, powder, or tablet that eliminates the need for you to blank equipment such as Whirlpool spas. A, clean and sterilize. B, clean and disinfect. C, clean and maintain. D, clean and immunize. And the correct answer is B, clean and immunize. Number 41. Not having blank available poses a health risk to anyone exposed to hazardous materials and violates federal and state regulation. A, MSDS. B, MRSA. C, HRVs. D, CDCs. And the correct answer is A, MSDS. Number 42. Antimicrobial and antibacterial soaps are blank regular soaps or detergents. A, slightly more effective than. B, no more effective. C, just as effective as. D, slightly less effective than. And the correct answer is B, no more effective than. Number 43. The blank include hand washing, wearing gloves, and properly handling and disposing of items that may have been contaminated by blood or other body fluids. A, universal preconditions. B, universal provision. C, universal precautions. D, universal preparations. And the correct answer is C, universal precaution. Number 44. After they have been properly cleaned and disinfected, implements should be stored in a blank container. A, permanently sealed. B, disposable. C, clean and covered. D, clean covered. And the correct answer is D, clean covered. Number 45. When cleaning and disinfecting a blank, remove the impeller foot plate and the other removable parts according to the manufacturer's instruction. A. Whirlpool foot spa. B. Airjet basin. C. Pipeless foot spa. D. Disinfecting foot spa. And the correct answer is C. Pipeless foot spa. Number 46. At the end of every day, you should properly clean the non-whirlpool foot basin or tub and then add the appropriate amount of disinfectant and let it soak for A. 10 minutes, B. 5 minutes, C. 1 minute, D. 10 seconds. And the correct answer is A. 10 minutes. Number 47. Before beginning any service, you should wash your hands using pump soap, water, and A. Chemical disinfectant, B. Clean disinfected nail brush, C. Clean disinfected sponge, D. Chemical exfoliant. And the correct answer is B. Clean disinfected nail brush. Number 48. Something caused by or capable of being transmitted by infection is called A. Infectious, B. Contagious, C. Disease, D. Fungicidal. The correct answer is A. Infectious. Number 49. The one-celled microorganisms having both plant and animal characteristics are called A. Flagella, B. Fungi, C. Cocci, D. Bacteria. And the correct answer is D. Bacteria. Number 50. The transmission of blood or body fluids through touching, kissing, coughing, sneezing, or talking is known as blank transmission. A. Sanitary, B. Infection, C. Sterile, D. Direct. And the correct answer is D. Direct. Number 51. Transmission of blood or body fluids through contact with an blank, such as a razor or an environmental surface, is indirect transmission. A. Disinfected contaminated object, B. Local contaminated object, C. Intermediate contaminated object, D. Unidentified flying object. And the correct answer is C. Intermediate contaminated object. Number 52. Various poisonous substances produced by some microorganisms are called A. Tinea, B. Toxins, C. Bacteria, D. Flagella. And the correct answer is B. Toxins. Number 53. A disease that is spread by contact from one person to another person is an A. Contagious disease, B. Infectious disease, C. Occupational disease, D. Systemic disease. And the correct answer is A. Contagious disease. Number 54. A disease caused by a pathogenic microorganism that entered the body and which may or may not be spread from one person to another person is an A. Systemic disease, B. Infectious disease, C. Occupational disease, D. Contagious disease. And the correct answer is B, infectious disease. Number 55. The scientific name of plantar warts is A, human immunodeficiency virus or HIV, B, human papilloma virus or HPV, C, acquired immune deficiency syndrome or AIDS, D, hepatitis B virus or HBV. The correct answer is B, human papilloma virus or HPV. Number 56. Any organism or microscopic to submicroscopic size is an A, Staphylococcus, B, Streptococcus, C, Mycobacterium, D, microorganism. And the correct answer is D, microorganism. Number 57. The removal of potentially infectious materials on an item's surface and the removal of visible debris or residue is called A, disinfection, B, cleaning, C, decontamination, D, sterilization. And the correct answer is C, decontamination. Number 58. And blank disease affects the body as a whole, often due to under or over functioning of internal glands or organs. A, systemic, B, infectious, C, occupational, D, contagious. And the correct answer is A, systemic. Number 59. The determination of the nature of a disease from its symptoms and or test is an A, analysis, B, disinfection, C, direct transmission, D, diagnose. And the correct answer is D, diagnose. Number 60. And blank is a condition in which the body reacts to injury, irritation, and infection. A, allergy, B, inflammation, C, contamination, D, exposure incident. And the correct answer is B, inflammation. Number 61. A parasitic disease is caused by A, bacteria, B, bacilli, C, parasites, D, cocci or cocci. The correct answer is C, parasites. Number 62. And blank is a submicroscopic particle that infects and resides in cells or biological organism and is capable of replication only through taking over the host cell's production function. A, cocci, B, virus, C, bacterium, D, parasite. And the correct answer is B, virus. Number 63. The virus that causes AIDS is A, hepatitis B virus or HBV, B, human papilloma virus or HPV, C, hepatitis C virus or HCV, D, human immunodeficiency virus or HIV. And the correct answer is D, human immunodeficiency virus or HIV. Number 64. Contact with non-intact skin, blood, body fluid, or other potentially infectious materials that is the result of the performance of an employee's duties is an A. Allergy, B. Inflammation, C. Contamination, D. Exposure incident. And the correct answer is D. Exposure incident. Number 65. The scientific name for barber's itch is A. Tinea capitis, B. Tinea pedis, C. Tinea barbae, D. Tinea spirella. And the correct answer is C. Tinea barbae. Number 66. Organisms that grow, fed, and find shelter or in another organism while contributing nothing to the survival of that organism are A. Cocci, B. Bacilli, C. Parasites, D. Lawyers. And the correct answer is C. Parasites. Number 67. The presence or the reasonable anticipated presence of potentially infectious materials on an item's surface or visible debris or residues is called A. Infection, B. Contamination, C. Inflammation, D. Allergy. And the correct answer is B. Contamination. Number 68. The term blank describes a ringworm fungus of the foot. A. Tinea capitis, B. Tinea spirella, C. Tinea barbae, D. Tinea pedis. And the correct answer is D. Tinea pedis. Number 69. A reaction due to extreme sensitivity to certain foods, chemicals, or other normally harmless substances is an A. Allergy, B. Contamination, C. Inflammation, D. Infection. And the correct answer is A. Allergy. Number 70. And blank is produced by organisms including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. A. Systemic disease, B. Infectious disease, C. Pathogenic disease, D. Contagious disease. The correct answer is C. Pathogenic disease. Number 71. Illnesses resulting from conditions associated with employment are A. Contagious diseases, B. Occupational diseases, C. Pathogenic diseases, D. Systemic diseases. And the correct answer is B. Occupational diseases. Number 72. And blank is an abnormal condition of all or part of the body or its systems or organs that makes the body incapable of functioning normally. A. Allergy, B. Infection, C. Disease, D. Contamination. And the correct answer is C. Disease. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!